What up guys, NES here with kind of an update to my NES collection. Now, I really do want to do the Portland pickups, and I'm going to do that in this video, but also, I've gotten so many other good things in the months before Portland, after the Midwest Gaming Classic, that I have to show them off because it's just amazing. So we're going to update my entire NES collection up to where I am right now from Midwest Gaming Classic. So let's get to it. First off, here's Cyberball. Got this at Disc Replay in the mall there for 10 bucks. Not a bad deal this late in the game. Another one off the list. Next one I got off of our Facebook group where I get a lot of my finds. That's Leagues of the Diamond there. This guy was selling like a ton of NES games, and he wanted like 900 bucks for the whole lot. And, you know, I just wanted this one because this is the only one I needed out of, like, the whole lot. And he sold it to me for, like, I think 20 bucks or something in box with the manual, which was a pretty good deal, you know, for this game. Not that I really want the box, but I thought that was a good deal that I was able to get kind of the Leagues of the Diamond there, another game I need off the list. It just so happened to work out to where I saw it and caught it. Next one I got from my friend Adam. He supplies me with a lot of my great games. A lot of big finds from this guy. He's a super collector himself. He has like all the rare NES games and Super Nintendo games, that kind of thing. He actually runs the Facebook group that that I'm a part of, where I got the Leagues of the Diamond and a bunch of this other stuff. But he sold me this Arkista's Ring for $30, and on this day he actually had told me that he had two other big games, which are. And Adam had TMNT Tournament Fighters and Ninja Gaiden 3, which are huge to get off the list. You know, big things to get off the list. And actually, on the same day that I got these from Adam, I got, as a birthday present from some of my friends, Round Ball there and Ultimate Air Combat. So there was 4 games off the list that day. Good day for the NES collection. And Adam, he's pretty reasonable. He gave them both games to me for $200, which is a pretty good deal considering Tournament Fighters and Ninja Gaiden 3 are pretty hard to come by. And also, I passed up on them at the Midwest Gaming Classic that time, and I always had regretted it, so I was glad to get them out of the way. Next up was a really good find, thanks to my friend Nick, actually. The first one was, and that's Kid Clown. I got that for like $300, and really cool to have Kid Clown. It's always one I was looking for. It was one I was really worried about getting, but he found it at one of his local stores, and the price was right, and I was right for it, and so I paid him, and when I went to Portland Retro Gaming Expo, he handed it over to me, and there is Kid Clown, another really rare one off the list. I think Pat said this was like one of the last games, if not the last game, he had to get for his NES collection, which is crazy, you know. So yeah, Kid Clown, cool one to have off the list. And then that same day, I got really lucky on a Facebook post from the same group. And actually, it's funny, Adam later on was like, oh, I was sleeping on that one. I got Times of Lore here and Hillsfire for, all of these were $90. This alone would go for $90. So that was a really great deal that day. That was a really good day for the NES collection there. Next up is a historical game for the NES set, or should I say, a prehistorical game, as Adam was cool and he held this aside for me, and he gave me a really good deal on this game, and that is Bonk's Adventure, one I've been looking for forever. I passed on it so many times. I infamously passed on it when Nick had seen it at one of his local video games etc.'s, and he'd seen it in box for $600, and I didn't have the money at the time, and I regretted it. But you know what? The Midwest Gaming Classic was right after that, so I think I made a good choice on that one. But anyway, I finally have Bonk's Adventure, and Adam was so cool to sell me his extra copy. That was amazing. It's a great game to have, and I really hope it's pretty good, you know? I'd love to play it sometime. I've just been busy. But Bonk's Adventure, really happy to have that one off the list. And as we were getting closer to the convention, Kudron had texted me one time that at Video Games Etc. they had this little gem, Casino Kid 2. The only problem is that little thing right there, but it was only $100. Good enough. I don't care. I don't really care. You know, Casino Kid 2, good deal, $100 off the list, you know? Kudron's always looking out for me too. I was really sweating because And at this point, I was really sweating because Portland was still coming around, and Adam just kept putting up these deals for these great games that I knew I would just take off the list before I get to Portland. I was really worried I wasn't going to have any money, but I actually ended up having a pretty good amount of money. But anyways, that is Die Hard, the next one I've been looking for forever. And I passed on it on the last Midwest Gaming Classic, and I really regretted it. And this was only $100, and it was $100 at that last convention, so I'm glad I picked it up. I finally got it, finally out of the way. It just has risen in price since that AVGN review all those years ago, and it's just become really like hard to find. And so Adam strikes again. He got me that game, but that is not even the biggest thing in this video that Adam got me. And this next one is insane because right before the convention, he was financing me this thing all the way since Bonk's Adventure, and right before the convention, I got the biggest game off of the list. Okay, Little Samson, whatever. Not Little Samson. The biggest game off of the list. Adam actually had at the same time as Bonk's Adventure. Oh, here, let's open it up. It's in the case because it needs protecting. The Flintstones. Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. I got the biggest game off the list right here. $900. Perfectly spent because this game just keeps rising in price, and I thought that was a great deal. Adam always says really great deals, and I can't thank him enough for getting me all of these super rare games. He actually has this. He has another one. He found it right here in my hometown, or near my hometown, a town right next to my hometown, for like really cheap. So I don't know if that's this copy or his copy or whatever, but Flintstones, man. Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. I got all of this before Portland. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, you know, could have been nice to have that money at Portland. But Flintstones, how do you pass that up? That's just, it's a big one off the list. But it made me a little bit sad because I started to realize how close I was to the actual set. And going into Portland, I was kind of concerned that I wasn't going to be able to find many games for a reasonable price. But, fortunately, here's what happened when we went to Portland. So first off, we start off with the first day where me and Nick were just kind of hanging out in his hometown. We went over to one of his local stores, Video Game Wizards. I picked up this copy of Flying Warriors on the NES for $20, which was funny because at Video Games Etc. back here in the Quad Cities, I had passed on it the same day that I got the Casino Kit 2 because I was pretty much broke at the time. But got it when I went to Portland. This was my first find there. Pre-convention, you know, so that was nice to have something off the list. You know, me and Nick, we hung out a lot, and we went to that place Voodoo Donuts, which is pretty popular. It was really good. And then we stood in line for the vendor hall for like 2 hours or something. And so when I got in there, here's some of the games that I got on my first go. I got Adventures of Rad Gravity, which was one I just hadn't picked up because it was always expensive anytime I looked at it. But it was only like $15, which is a good deal. And then I also got a really, really big one off the list, and one I've been looking for a long time for a decent price, and that is Donkey Kong Jr. Math. And you know what that means. Subset complete. Black box games out of the way. They're all done. Got this. Got the educational games. Another subset complete. Would love to do a video on the educational games sometime, just to show off how shitty they are. And I kind of alluded to that in my Donkey Kong retrospective video. So this here, Donkey Kong Jr. Math, got it for $80, which I say is a good price on this game. It's really just totally risen in price, and it's so overblown because the game just is terrible. But you know, hey, Donkey Kong Jr. Math, I'm really glad to have that one off the list. So, and then later on, I also found Funhouse, just some random, really uncommon game that I've never seen, and I got it for $8. So, Funhouse. Sometime after that, I got RoboCop 3, which was $30, and a good price on that because I have never seen that before in the wild. Next one I got was Untouchables for $15. One I was really excited to complete my Ultima set, subset complete on that. $63 here for the last one, which was Warriors of Destiny. really, really uncommon sports game here. And unfortunately, I'm not done with the sports games yet. I still have like pro sports hockey, which I actually saw there, but it was just way overpriced. But Jimmy Connors tennis here. That's it's like $60 I paid for that. So a pretty good deal on Jimmy Connors tennis. Really uncommon tennis game. Not of all the tennis games, so subset complete. And then one I was really, really looking forward to getting. This was the one game I really wanted to get off the list at the convention. Since I'd already had Flintstones, I already had Kid Clown, and a bunch of other great ones, obviously Bonk and all them. You know, I knew I wasn't going to get Little Samson off the list, but one I was really looking for and wanted to get off the list, Zombie Nation, which I did get off the list. And actually, this copy's a little bit beat up. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see that there. You can kind of see how it's stained up there. Well, I paid $320 for this, which is a pretty good deal. And then I walk over to another booth, and he's got a mint copy for $270. So, you know, fuck it, whatever. This other guy had it for like $420, and I'm like, I'm not paying $420 for this game when I only have like, you know, so much to spend at this convention. But I'm finally happy to have Zombie Nation off the list. Really interesting game. Hopefully I can play through it and kind of beat it, and I'd like to review it maybe someday. But Zombie Nation, that was my big find for the convention, I would say. I would say that was my my favorite find, was Zombie Nation there. Basically, the first day we just went to a bunch of panels and stuff. Like, the first one we went to was the Completionist. And actually, what's cool was, while we were waiting at the Completionist panel, now see, my goal was to meet as many of these YouTubers and those kind of people that I could. And it just so happened that the one time I saw Tamashi Hiroka at this entire thing was at the Completionist panel. And I went up to her, I talked to her, I got her to sign my Meowth card there, if that'll show up. Awesome. And super happy to have that. Super cool to meet her. She's my favorite PokeTuber, as it is. And actually what was cool was we got a whole ton of YouTubers to sign a bunch of stuff. And that's just a little overview of some of them. You know, I got like Pat and Norm and a bunch of other ones there. Obviously the Completionist. Just tons and tons of let's see, Gerard. You've got Ian, Rue, from Clan of the Grey Wolf, Peanut Butter Gamer, Space Hamster, all of the Metal Jesus crew, all of them were there. I even got some pictures with some of these people. But anyways, it's just really cool to have gotten that, and I actually got it in the player's guide here because I had an extra copy. And I remember when I went up to Pat at his booth, and he's like, "Oh, I'm like, sorry, I don't have your book for you to sign or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, but no, it's cool. You got the player's guide." I don't know. He did the Pat voice, and I just thought it was awesome. I know it's just his voice, but it's just so cool to hear somebody like that you watch online. It was cool meeting all these people for sure. It was cool. We went to actually Jason Heine's panel later on too, and I got his entire CDs here. I know there's other ones there. I have them somewhere else, but bought all those from him. He only wanted like $20 for the whole set, which is awesome. And he only ever sells those at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo there. And his panel was awesome. I loved his panel. It was like, we like made a song with him. It was cool. We went to Gamester 81's panel as well, and I got this free book because I answered a question correctly, which was the last game on Sega Genesis. Fun fact, it's Frogger. The last official game that ever got released was Frogger on the Sega Genesis, so take that to the bank with you. So yeah, it was fun hanging out with Nick again, and on Sunday we actually made our last sweep through the vendor hall, which you can actually see me taking some footage of the vendor hall on the other vendor hall video with the arcade and all of that, which is pretty cool. And on the Sunday I got Ikari Warriors 3, which was that, so subset complete there. Wizardry 2, subset complete, got both of those. Mule for the NES, which is a weird like RPG thing, and I don't know if I have all the RPGs or not. I think I'm getting close. If I don't, obviously I'm getting close. Okay, and then we had Street Cop, which I just didn't have for some reason. It's really uncommon. I've actually never seen it out and about, so it's just really weird. So Power Pad Games, subset complete. Just love saying that. Break Time, subset complete. Pool games or whatever, billiards or whatnot. That was like $9. That was a pretty good deal on break time. I'd never seen break time because that's another common one. Clash Ball, unfortunately not the last sports game, but one of them. Actually, I got Clash Ball and was it? Let's see. I think it might have been Clash Ball and break time, and it was like $20 or something like that, which is pretty good. Gold medal challenge. I don't remember what I paid for this. I don't even remember when I got this, but just a random find there at the convention. So gold medal challenge there, which is cool. And then I got these two, Conan and Last Action Hero. So all the Schwarzenegger games done, and these were actually just it was $80 for both of them. I talked about it, $80 for both, which is a pretty good deal on these. Either one of these would usually go for about that much. So pretty cool. Those are my Portland pickups, and you know, I really enjoyed being in Portland. It was a really excellent experience, actually, and I'd love to go back next year, but we'll see. We're kind of planning a big trip to Texas, where the Game Chasers are. We were going to go to some of the different stores that they've been to, especially including the Game Room Trading Post, but we'll see how that turns out. It's always been canceled every single year. We've been doing this shit since 2013, I think. 2013 we've had this plan every single year, all 4 years, and it's always canceled for some reason. So we'll see. Maybe 2018 is going to be the year. Year 5. Year 5 is good luck. So, yeah, but I love doing Portland. It was great. I got to meet a lot of cool people. Got to hang out with Nick again. That was fun. Got to see the city life. Got a lot of new NES games. So basically, actually, my NES games, I got 18 there. Plus whatever, all the other ones before Portland. 18 at Portland, which brought me down to just 21 games left for a complete set, so I'm getting there. It was really cool to meet all the people who I watch online and that kind of thing. Just get to shake their hand, tell them that I appreciate what they do. And it was just cool to really go to the panels, just be there, take a weekend off to just focus on games, you know, and it was really, really fun experience. So I recommend it if you could ever make your way out there. It's a really cool expo for retro gamers. So if you want to see the vendor hall, you can check out my video on that, which also has the arcade. And hopefully I'll be making some more of these NES update videos in the future when I get new games. And until then, this has been JZNES saying stick around for more reviews, underrated games, and NES collection videos. And I'll see you in the next one. JZ